What's up, Craig?
Yo.
It's in the middle of the week, Craig. What are you doing?
Did no one else watch this?
No, obviously Jordan's not gonna watch it because he hates Neil Druckmann.
I thought it would be fun to have him on here though, so that he could talk major.
Yeah, you could
shit.
talk about the game at least.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll message him, but I mean, he maybe if I could spell it correctly.
Is what it is.
But I mean, we'll go without him regardless. Craig, yeah, what's up, Craig? That guy, Craig. We're gonna do an episode on us reviewing the Last of Us show on HBO. Came out January, something like that.
Sure.
I'm pretty sure somewhere around January. We we just finished it a couple weeks back, but it's the adaptation from the games. So there's some differences that we'll talk about, but mainly the point of this was just really to talk about if we liked it as a show. So I have my wife, Mick Jaden, here.
Hello.
That's her. She's on my mic, but she's in here, but she'll be talking through my mic. So, and then of course the great Donkey. How are you doing?
Howdy.
All right, that's good. That's good. We were the only three to watch the show, apparently, of the normal group, because Jordan apparently hates Neil Druckmann, who is the creator of the Last of Us series from the video games. But he also helped produce and direct and shit of the show. So, that's good. And, of course, Kiwi doesn't watch anything besides anime.
That's true.
And then Rack does Rack things. So, just...
I feel like Rack watched this, though.
Did he?
I feel like he did.
He never mentioned any of it, though, every time I said it. I don't know if he has HBO.
That's fair.
I don't even know if he has any of the
Thanks for your
services.
HBO.
Yeah, true. Hopefully they don't Netflix us and,
Netflix backed out of that.
Did they? Fully?
Yeah. I mean, it's completely gone for now, so.
Well, good. It's stupid.
Wait, the extra charging thing?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I mean, you can't expect freaking college students to be paying for that shit extra. I mean, it's dumb. But yeah. So, I guess the first question is, did we like the show overall? And if so, or if not, what would you give it out of a 1 out of 10 on the Believe Me If You Don't scale? Oh, I forgot to say, guys, welcome to the Believe Me If You Don't podcast, but yeah, we're on here.
We can edit stuff, it's fun.
Yeah, we run with that shit. Yeah, the Believe Me Don't podcast. We're just doing an extra episode, review episode. So good to go. Anyways, yeah, on the scale of 1 to not believing to the 10 believing us in the most definite way, what rating would you give it there, Donkey?
I give like an 8 or a 9. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely...
Like, you have to get past certain leaps of faith and just accept shit. Like, I won't spoil it. I want to spoil it, but I'm not going to spoil it.
Oh, shit, yeah. So, obviously, spoiler alert if you haven't watched The Last of Us show or played the video games. But this is mainly the show. But yeah, I don't care. Go spoil it or whatever. So, I threw that in there.
The leap of faith is, how did it spread so fast? Like, they tried fixing it in the next episode, like, explaining, like, oh, a bite here equals faster. But it just logically doesn't make sense. The wheat thing doesn't make sense. Because if you put something in the oven and bake it at 400 degrees, that bitch is dead. There's nothing coming out of that. And if the species of fungi can only sustain human temperature, which is 96 to 98, it's a big problem. Just, I don't know. I kind of broke the whole, like, how it spread within the first 2 episodes. And I was like, uh-oh. because there was no spores. If there were spores, it would make sense. But no spores, because they said no spores, then it can't travel that fast from one area,
Yeah, I mean,
in my opinion.
I wish they would have stuck with the spores. I'm not really sure why they chose to really
Yeah.
take that out.
Like, I liked the new thing with the mycelium. That was dope, but it didn't fix spores.
Yeah. So 8 or 9, definitely. I can agree with that. Jaden, what are you giving him?
I think an 8 is fair. Like a solid 8. I think they could have done. I don't know. I don't want to say they could have done more, but I don't want to give it like a 10 because I'm excited for the second season. If they doing the second season? Okay. So yeah. A solid 8. That sounds good.
Yeah. Definitely, yeah. And 8 to 9. I think Bella Ramsey and Pedro Pascal were just absolutely phenomenal. I mean, Pedro's been awesome in basically everything he's done. Whether you agree on Mandalorian or not,
We'll leave that for another time.
yeah. But I'm glad Bella, because is that one of the first things she's been in since Game of Thrones ended? That
I
I
think
know
so.
of.
Yeah, I don't know. Never really kept track of her because she had such a small role in Game of Thrones, so it didn't really matter.
Yeah, she got murdered and everything, so spoiler alert on
But
that.
yeah, I mean, I think they played well together. I just wish that we got to see more of a connection throughout the show versus being the whole first game. Like, they could have slowed it down, in my opinion.
I 100% did not think that they were going to finish the first game in the first season. I thought it would maybe end somewhere before they got to the hospital and stuff.
Yeah.
So that surprised me.
Yep.
And especially because the second season, they said, is not even going to be but maybe half of the second game. And I think the only reason that they're going to do that is because Naughty Dog or whatever, their next game, supposedly, I don't think it's going to be Last of Us 3. And they're probably trying to push it off as much as they can to line them up.
Well, all I'm saying is, if I see Oberyn die again, I'm done. So.
Who?
Huh?
Oberyn.
Yeah, Pedro.
Oh,
Played
yeah.
Oberyn.
Yeah. Oh, well, you're gonna. Wait. And
You said spoilers.
Yeah, I know, but you haven't played the games.
Yeah, but I know that part.
Oh, okay.
Everyone bitched about it.
Yeah, it was a little out of. I don't know. I don't know if it was needed. So, it was very brutal, and I hope they.
I just don't know how it would happen. Like, they're at peace. Just stay there. Why would you leave?
Well, it was mainly because of Abby and her group that found him.
But how if he's in East Bumfuck Nowhere now?
I think he stays in what is it, Colorado?
Yeah.
Or, yeah,
so
with
there's no connection. There's no finding. It's gone in the wind.
I mean,
Was she gonna sniff him out? I smell it. Like, what?
Maybe she's a good tracker.
Yeah, it's stupid.
But yeah, I think that's the reason next season. I mean, it's not probably won't even be till 2025, anyways.
Probably.
They're gonna try to put a lot of the first half of the game in it, which means the relationship with Bella and I can't remember basically her lover at the beginning of the second game, and then we'll probably see Joel, die in that first half. Maybe that'll where they'll end it.
Maybe they'll change that and it won't happen.
No, there's no way that they would change that much.
Can't
Spoiler
believe.
alert: Jaden doesn't actually know what happens, but now she
Literally,
knows.
what the heck?
I'm so sorry. Oh no.
No, it's totally fine.
She
but-
watched me playing the second game though.
Okay, when I watch y'all play games or something, do you really think I pay attention? No, I don't. I didn't know the storyline.
My bad.
I mean, I figured he was gonna die. I mean, he has to because
He
I
does.
mean she's the cure, so it doesn't matter. But that's sad. Okay.
Well,
anyway,
okay. Well,
continue.
this is awkward.
This is
Oh
awkward.
no, you're fine.
My bad.
Let's talk about the first season though.
Yeah.
Not speculation on the second season. So, first season, yep. Did you have a favorite episode of any of them? And I can name them off if need be.
Probably the one with the deaf kid and his brother, and they're escaping.
Oh yeah, Endure and Survive. That one
Yeah,
was
yeah, that
awesome.
one.
And then even the ending of that shit was just very, very hard. To say
Yeah,
the least.
just a little bit.
That's cool. Did you watch any of the extra scenes and
Yeah, I
stuff?
watched all of it.
That was cool that he was actually deaf and like
Yup.
they made people learn sign language and stuff. So, and I think that was also was something that they changed from the game to the show. They didn't go to Kansas City. I forget where it was that they went when they were on that highway or whatever or
Yeah.
interstate and stuff. He went. Maybe it might have been Pittsburgh or something. But I think what's her face that plays Kathleen, she done a pretty good job. But yeah, that episode was definitely good.
You liked
Yeah.
her. I didn't.
I do.
I didn't like her character. I
Really?
thought. Yeah.
I thought it was pretty weak.
Yeah, I did too. I thought her acting was. It could have been better. It was like really just hitting the mark for me. I didn't think that. I thought for her to be like this super powerful person in whatever group she was in, like leading all these people, I felt like she could have really taken that role to a different level. And I wasn't with it for her. Like when she died, I was like, thank God. So
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, fair enough. But I mean, she was only given like one episode to really do anything with the actual character.
right. But if you're given one episode, like go ham. Like you literally got cast as a pretty large role, and you got one 90-minute episode or 60-minute episode, and I just feel like I don't know, it fell flat for me. But I understand like what she was trying to do, and I mean, I guess I can kind of get behind the fact that she was compassionate to a sense. Like she was trying to you could tell she was trying to be like super hardcore, but then also be like sentimental. But she just didn't really hit it any part of it for me. I don't know. It was just I don't know.
It just felt like she wanted revenge and only that, and she didn't care about anything else. Like, she
Oh,
didn't actually care
100%.
about the people. She didn't care
Yeah.
about anything. She was like, yeah, I just want to kill this person.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I get, because that's just trying to mourn your brother and shit, but I don't know.
Yeah. But
And that
the
also
thing-
didn't make sense. Is like, why would Joel go through that city? It goes against everything his character is at that point. He's like, he knows to be cautious. He knows not to do that. And then he's like, oh, yeah, just go here. Screw it.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that they changed because, like I said, they went through. Pretty sure it was Pittsburgh. So this was what Druckmann and the other guy changed just to be more. Because I mean, like if you just went straight off of the video game, it'll be very hard to make this because it'll be very boring.
Yeah.
I think, and bless you, Matt. But I think what saved that episode definitely was the brother.
Sorry.
And so,
Yeah.
Let's see. What was your favorite episode?
I don't really think I had like one favorite episode. I was just sitting here thinking like I have favorite episodes for certain characters, like probably like like when we were in need. I guess that's the episode 8. Um, that one I think was probably my favorite for Joel's character specifically because you really saw the like connection with Ellie at the end. I think Ellie's like her story, seeing her like how she got to where she is now. I really liked that episode for her specifically. I don't know. But overall, I mean, yes, I really liked the episode we were just talking about with the deaf kid and the brother. I thought that was really well done. It had great character development. Everybody I felt like was really congealed in that episode together. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I like the way it ended, like on the cliffhanger, which I think we should talk about at the end, like, you know.
Yeah, we will.
But yeah, I loved them all. I thought it was all really well. I didn't really like the first couple episodes. I wasn't really feeling it almost because I wasn't a huge fan of Tess's character. But so when she died, I was like, okay, cool. But other than
I
that,
think that was
I mean,
sad
it
of
good.
how it was. She definitely went out a lot more vicious than from what I remember in the game. So
Yeah.
It was Ellie's fault.
Well, yeah, obviously. I liked how the what is it, the cordyceps or whatever, they like they're connected and shit, so they can like feel all the way across as long as they have some of the
The
fungi.
mycelium.
Yes, that there's too many words, Donkey. Yeah,
It's one word.
that's too many. But yes, I do. I think Joel and Ellie's their relationship definitely grows over each episode, but it grows at a slow pace because of how many episodes that there are. And but yeah, that when we are the second to last episode, episode 8 or whatever, that's where you really saw that he is like, you know, this almost as a daughter to him.
No.
And that's the point of really the game. Like, we know if you played the game or whatever, then you know essentially the twist. I want to say it's a twist, but it's not exactly a twist because it just, if that doesn't happen, then the second game doesn't happen and the series just stops. But like, it's still a twist to anybody who played the first game and shit. So I think that they nailed that aspect of it and stuff. But for me, I mean, you know, I don't know. I think the finale was a great finale, and it wasn't as impactful as the ending of the game was. Because, and it's odd because I've played the game, so I knew what was going to happen. So it was harder to see it being put into a TV sense, and that the actors are trying to put their heart and, you know, their capabilities into it.
Mm.
So it didn't come through to me as like trying to think of the word, not as impactful, but not important. What's the word?
Symbolic.
Not symbolic. I don't know, but it was well acted, but it just didn't give me that same feeling like the game did. and maybe that just, like I said, comes from me playing the game and I already know what happened. So it's awesome to get y'all's perspective on it since you haven't played the games. So, did y'all think that ending was impactful, and like, did you get, just the reasoning behind what he did? And do y'all agree with what he
Oh,
did?
fuck that doctor.
Oh no,
There's
no,
no way.
not the doctor. I'm talking about Joel.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Do I agree like with him like slaughtering everyone? Yeah, 100%.
You want him to slaughter people
Yeah. Why would you? Okay,
to to find the
logically,
cure.
logically. So you're banking on a leap of faith. Also, I'm going to say that word again. That this is going to happen. That killing her and then getting that potential cure, maybe. What if it doesn't work and now you have nothing? Like, why would you do that? Why would you not try everything else first, give her the chance to do shit, and then go there? Why would you go? Yeah, just cut her up. It's like the rabies in real life right now. It's like why do you have to decapitate the animal in real life to test for rabies? You know it's got fucking rabies. So like why you gotta do that? I don't know. It's just weird to me. So no, I'm glad he did what he did because that's insane to me. Why not give her the chance to be like, hey, you might have to die, but hey, this is up to you. We're not gonna say, oh, we're gonna kill you because we want to save all this. Like humanity's already screwed, and you can outlive the cordyceps if you're smart. So I don't know. It's just weird to me.
I mean, yeah, I'm not sure if I exactly agree about the doctor part, but the Joel thing is odd because it's like it's not your daughter, and you took, even though like you're saying the doctor technically took it away from her, but Joel took it from her as well, of not
Yeah, but she
allowing
didn't
him.
know at all.
She didn't. I mean,
They didn't tell her. They just drugged the shit out of her and said, "You're dying," and that's it.
true,
We chose this for you.
but the whole point, and like to finish this journey, like maybe she didn't know it was going to go to that extreme, but maybe like just extracting a lot of blood or running some tests on her. So yeah, I definitely agree that she didn't know of she was going to die,
Yeah.
but she knew to finish the job, like it was going to maybe sacrifice a lot of her. So Joel,
I don't think so.
I mean, but
I really don't think she knew. I mean, I think if given the choice, yes, Ellie would have chosen to find a cure, but I don't think that she would have wanted to die necessarily. But I don't know. I mean, I agree with Donkey. I think that, Joel did the right thing. He's already lost a daughter. So I can't imagine, losing a kid and then, developing a bond with another daughter, pretty much. It's the closest thing he has. And then losing her again and not knowing. And now he actually can save her.
Yep.
Whereas before he couldn't save his daughter. I mean, there was no he could not save her. And now he can save Ellie. And I think like what you're saying, I think that it's hard to look at it because yes, she wasn't given a choice when she was drugged and put in the hospital chair to be basically killed. But you're also kind of playing devil's advocate here by saying that, well, Joel took that choice away from her. Well, Joel did the only thing that he thought that he could do or needed to do in that moment. So, like, and that point in time, Ellie didn't have a choice. So he took the opposite choice from her. And I know I might not necessarily agree with him lying to her at the end of the episode.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
Yeah, I think he should have just been truthful to her because at that point, then like if she does want to try and save the world or whatever, and then he can give her that choice.
Yep.
But he took it away from her. He like took her out of being in a moment where she had to fight or flight into a moment where maybe, okay, later on, if we find a doctor, you can make this decision for yourself. That's how I kind of saw it.
Yeah, I agree.
So you guys are just gonna kill off the population for one?
They're already dead.
I literally said you can outlive the cordyceps. We're just dumb as shit, and we keep going out.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
maybe the doctor could have cured, actually found a cure, and the world could.
And what if it didn't work? Then you're back to square one. You have nothing.
Well, he's
Instead of
dead
doing
now.
other tests. Well, yeah, because he's an idiot. So, that scale fuck around, find out? He found out. Like,
Yeah.
you don't just kill someone thinking, oh yeah, this is the cure 100%, 100%. Like, no, you keep all your options available.
Yeah.
It's like, we do blood work, we do this, trial runs. Even if it takes you 20 years, guess what? You're still going to do it. And at the end, if you want that choice, like Jaden said, just let her choose. Like, hey, cut me open, and maybe this will work.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I'm not saying that she definitely from the get-go should have not been drugged and given the opportunity to say yes or no. So that's no dispute on that end. It's just that Joel, I mean, I think the lying part adds on top of it, like, are you really this father figure that you took the opportunity?
He's protecting her.
Yeah.
Right.
At all costs.
It's not even his daughter, though.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Like, literally, when you're in the apocalypse, like, my mindset is whoever is around me is my family. Like, those are not, it doesn't matter if you're really my kid, the kid down the street from us. Like, if we're in an apocalypse, they're my kid now. Like, you know what I'm saying?
They get
Like,
bit. They dying.
They dying.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, that's the closest thing he had. And to Joel, I think he's older. He's got to be what?
He's in his 50s.
Yeah. So he's older. He's already surpassed more than I think he thought he was going to live. And so he's to the point now where he's like, I really don't care, but this kid deserves a chance to live regardless of, the circumstances. And really, I mean, to Ellie, she's doing great. What is she, like 15? And she's lived, her entire life has been in this apocalyptic situation. So, I don't know. I mean, to me, it's just go back to Tommy's little retreat and live out your days. I mean, that's where I would be.
Fuck yeah.
Spoiler, that's where game 2 starts. But yeah. There was some I mean, yeah, I would say I was just playing devil's advocate and shit like that. So
what would you do?
I'd shoot everybody.
Yeah. Great question.
I don't know, that's tough. Because if you can live in it, then but here's the thing, like living in it. You're living in this, you just have to be on high alert for the rest of your life, as long as it takes to find a quote-unquote cure. Or if that opportunity, okay, I will throw this super hypothetical up. What if Joel still had a daughter and somehow they came along with Ellie and found her and they knew that she was the cure? Do you think he would be like, I need to protect my daughter and throw this bitch over there to the doctor? I don't care. I think 100% he would.
No, I think he would have protected her too.
I don't think he would.
It was only because of the loss of his daughter, I think, that the connection.
I don't know if
him and
if
Ellie.
his daughter and her had a connection and they became good friends, I think he would have been like, yeah, no, you ain't touching her.
Well, I mean, fair enough. That's what he said in that episode too. Like, if you met my daughter, then I think y'all would have got along together. So I understand.
Speaking of her, though, the first episode with the cold open was nuts.
Mm-hmm.
That was awesome. Grandma Nana That was bad. It's
Yeah.
creepy as shit.
The effects people and like the artists and shit done an awesome job with the infected, and the people who did the clickers.
That's
Oh.
real, apparently. Like they actually did all that.
The clicker shit, yeah, it took
Yeah.
them forever, I'm sure.
But no, like they did the noises and the movements. That's all real.
I mean,
That's the actors, apparently.
super-
I was like, no shot. Who's making those noises? Like, what?
I wish they would have did some more aspects of the game, because in the game you are trying to find every resource to mainly a lot for the clicker or whatever, because they're obviously based off of sound and shit. In the game, you literally pick up a rock, you throw it at something, and then you start to run. So I wish
Yeah.
they would have did that a little bit more, but that would also been once again boring in a TV thing, because it could have been easy as shit. You know, take a rock, throw it, we outie. So it made it a little bit more interesting. But yeah, the people who did the clickers, spectacular. Big one of the things too. I think there was only like, I know there's only 9 episodes, maybe 3 or 4 there was infected in it. So like it was a lot of actual human interaction,
Yeah.
which the game obviously has a bunch of that too, and it gets to the point where it's more about, humans, because, in the apocalypse, both sides are going to be just as evil, because the people are trying to survive. So they're like, just like in that second to last episode, they didn't want people to actually come into their, group and shit.
Yeah.
So I think they said that they're in the second season going to see more infected. The bloater scene was awesome, I thought.
Was that the big ass one?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that they wasted that character though, the one that he ripped apart. That was kind of weird. And also, did you feel like the guy in the 8th episode was too much of a villain? Like he just had too much shit into him?
Yes.
Yeah,
I think
because
they-
it felt like some of it was forced.
I wish he would have got a second episode, though. Maybe it would have been a little bit better had he got more.
Yeah.
But, if you go into that, then it's becoming like a Walking Dead thing. You have a Negan for 2 seasons, so...
Yeah. I felt like they were giving he really pushed the whole like be my child bride situation.
Yeah, that
Yo.
I'm glad
And I
it
was
didn't get to the
getting-
point
yeah,
of...
I was getting like
Yeah.
weird dad, like I don't know. It was weird. I just wasn't. I wish he could have came back on that a little bit and been more of like a, I don't know, more of just like a, I don't want to say a normal villain, but like not like creepy.
Yeah.
had he
Let's
not
rule
went
the
to
world
the...
together.
went to the, like, this needs to be my bride type thing, that would have been okay if that was
Yeah.
left off. He would have been a really good villain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
But, to play devil's advocate in that scene, I think that Ellie's traumatic performance on her impact to Joel whenever he finally found her, I don't think would have been so, I guess, impactful on the audience side.
I guess,
if
yeah.
He wasn't so weirdly like child bride situation.
Yeah.
So,
That makes sense.
yeah.
Trying to think. And, I mean, I guess we'll slightly talk about it. One of the most controversial episodes. The third one. Because in the game, it wasn't as apparent that Bill, that story wasn't as, not drawn out, but like fleshed out in the game. It was just more of a hint type thing.
Yeah.
So that third episode, I think, was a great story. I know it was a little bit of a filler, and it had very little to do with the story overall for Joel and Ellie. But regardless, the overall thing about that episode was to show, even in the apocalypse, you're still capable of finding some glimpse of hope or love in that sense. So,
Yeah.
and
I love that episode.
I thought it was a great episode.
Even though it did really, sway away from the main storyline and kind of like the main characters, I don't know, I loved to see the fact that yes, there was, there were, even though we're in an apocalypse, these two people were able to find each other and find love and life sustaining and all of that kind of thing. But I really loved, like, even the scenes where they're having arguments about, like, whether or not they wanted to paint the exterior color of the house or whether or not they needed to mow the grass. Like, those are all, like, conversations that normal
Probably don't have
couples
any
have.
apocalypse.
Yeah, but these normal couple, like, they were literally living like a normal couple. And so I thought that was really, I don't know, it was nice. And I liked how they still incorporated it in. It gave me like Romeo and Juliet vibes because, one, they can't live without each other. So I thought it was really sweet. But I liked the incorporation of still seeing, like, okay, these people knew, like, Joel and Tess before. And then you kind of got to see, like, the fact that Joel and Tess have been together longer than, we knew about because we came in at, like, the end of their relationship at the beginning of this season. So I thought they did a really good job tying it in together.
I agree. I thought the episode was really cool. I don't get why it was rushed. Like, it felt rushed, like how they like, oh, we're just gonna do whatever, and then but like the story that they had was great. Like, growing up, but like when they first met, it felt like 5 minutes had passed. It's like, oh, okay, here we go.
Yeah.
But overall, no, that episode was dope.
Yeah. Well,
I have a question.
Okay.
So, did you guys see House of Dragons?
Yes.
Yes.
Did you like the first half of it better or the later half, or did you not care?
I'm okay with time jumps. I know where you're going with this. So
I'm just asking.
To, like the character changeover.
Yeah, and like the
Okay.
story changes all that.
Yeah.
Okay, so my question is like,
Yeah.
comparing Last of Us to that, how does it fare? And if you like personally me, if it was the first half of Game of Thrones, I think they could have been on par. But since it wasn't, I think Last of Us blew House of the Dragons out of the water.
that's because we got to know all the characters before a big change. Besides, like Joel, obviously he aged, but yeah. I mean, I understand. Here, me personally, I was fine with House of Dragons thing. I understood the time jumps, what was needed, because it would have took forever. Like, but I could see.
I didn't like the time jump personally. Not that I was like so.
Did you not like the time jump or the characters?
No,
I think that's Donkey's biggest gripe. He couldn't connect with the new characters.
I understand that.
They didn't feel the same. Like the original ones, like you felt like a connection, and then all of a sudden it's just ripped away. And it's like, oh, we're gonna do stupid shit now. It's like, huh?
Yeah.
How'd you get dumber?
Yeah. I think they could have, if they were going to do that, and the whole thing was, it was a prequel, it's a prequel, it's a prequel. If you're going to do a prequel, do a prequel. Don't do like a huge time jump in the middle of it. I think that's, if you're going to do a time jump in between seasons, at least. But I agree with you, Donkey. I mean, I think it's not that I couldn't connect with the characters because I felt like after a couple episodes, I was like, okay, yeah, I got into that. But I think if they maybe had started at a later point, maybe, in the where the time jump was and could have told the story where there wasn't really a huge time jump, I don't know,
Yeah.
would have made it better. But yeah, I mean, as far as it compares to Last of Us, yeah, I think Last of Us was way better because I felt like it was a one consistent story from
Yeah.
start to finish. Even though the beginning told, the start of the apocalypse and then, the time jump from episode 1 to 2, but it wasn't like they changed Joel's character because it was a huge time jump. Like they didn't change him as an actor. So,
Well, are y'all going to be upset if they recast Ellie because
Why would
she's
they do that?
older? She's older in the second game, like
No.
several years older,
It's
and
complete-
like,
no.
Yeah.
but in the game, she goes from a child to a young adult.
I think
Okay.
that she can do it.
Bella
And
Ramsey's
they
not
gave Pedro
aging.
some gray hair.
That's fine. You don't see an age difference when it comes to older characters. You do in younger ones.
Yeah, but I think Ellie is to the
She's
point
like
now where
19
she
in
can,
real life.
Yeah, she can.
Yeah, she's as big as she's gonna get.
That's
the
what
difference.
I'm saying. But all you have to do, I seriously think I don't think they're gonna recast.
I don't think
because-
they've said they're not going to. I was just. Yeah.
Oh,
Would you be upset?
okay.
Would you be
Yeah.
upset though if they
No.
did?
Yeah. I think that would be
I
dumb.
think- I mean, this might sound like a little sexist, but I'm the female, so I can say this, I guess. But you put her in tighter fitting jeans, and you like maybe throw some makeup on her, and she looks a little bit older. You know what I'm saying? Like she still has the rugged, I live in an apocalypse type situation with her busted up Converse, but she looks older. And maybe she stops wearing the ponytail because that was driving me nuts. She always has that. Oh my god, I can't.
She's a ponytail girl.
I cannot with the ponytail.
Guys,
Anyway.
she's a lot bigger in the second game though.
Okay, well,
Get some stilts and some CGI.
Oh,
They've
yeah.
they've done Avatar. You could do it.
yeah.
True.
Maybe they'll put her in platform Converse and just make it look like.
Yeah, well, I hate to say it, but James Cameron's not working on Last of Us, spending billions of dollars for CGI in Last of Us.
Just use the Mandalorian tech. It's fine.
True. I mean, if Disney keeps firing everybody, we'll never see any of that.
True.
Hey, no. We got the good CEOs back, okay? So don't be talking smack.
I'm curious to see. Yeah, I hope they don't recast Bella. She's awesome. I don't think they will, but I'm curious to see.
She does.
I'm curious to see who they get to play Abby. So
Someone put Ronda Rousey. I was like,
yeah,
bro, what?
honestly though, she slightly looks like Abby. I would say that was really cool of them, Neil Druckmann and them, to incorporate some of the characters that actually played the people in the video game in the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Ellie's mom that had her in the show, that's who played Ellie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Here's my question though, and y'all might know the answer to this. Well, you might because you played the game. But did they use the voice actor to create the character visually in the movie or in the game? Because they look really similar. So if they
I think there was different people who played them, and then they just used their voice over it. Because everybody who was in the show, like one of the nurses in the hospital scene, she did something in the game, and then in the 8th episode, the guy who Ellie killed before the weird dude, he was in the game, and I'm pretty sure the guy who voiced Joel was in the show too. So yeah, I think they
The one that Ellie killed.
Yeah.
With the axe.
With the
That
axe
was
in the throat and
That's
shit.
who plays Joel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure they voice is different than the actual person playing it.
Yeah. I'm just saying, whoever was in charge of casting, 10 out of 10. Because I thought that, you know, I don't know, they all just looked similar. This could all be just like in my mind because I was really wrapped up in all of the characters, but I thought they did a really good job because immediately when she came onto screen, I was like, that's Ellie's mom. And without knowing, and then, Charlie was like, yeah, that is her mom. Like, that's crazy. And so I was like, wow, I mean, she looks just like her. So,
Yeah. They done an awesome job. This might be one of the better, if not the best, video game to TV show adaptation. And I hope they continue down the road. They don't just do this for money and shit. But, and hopefully they do more. Like PlayStation or Sony is really putting their eggs in the basket of like TVs and shit. Please
They're
don't
working
let
on
me down.
Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yes, and God of War. Please don't. Like, God of War, it might be the hardest one to do. Horizon, I could see.
Jason Momoa. Easy.
I mean, or they could get the actual guy. The guy who voiced Kratos looks nothing like actual guy who would play Kratos. So
have him do the voice and Jason Momoa does the acting. Easy.
Yeah.
I just don't know if Momoa can get the gravitas behind Kratos. But it'd be interesting.
Any I didn't play the game, obviously.
Which game?
Any of the games. Right. I don't play video games. But like Jason Momoa, I feel like if you're gonna cast him, he has to have some kind of comedic relief in his.
Yeah, that's not Kratos.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so is he? If he's not, then I don't know. I mean, I think yes, visually he would be great in that role, but I don't know if there's no. Everybody's just gonna look at him and see Aquaman. Like, I just don't. You know what I'm saying?
Tragic.
Even though he's been in some other really great stuff, I just see him and I just see him as Aquaman.
It's very hard to look. Just like we were talking about the one chick in that episode with Kathleen. Yeah, the only thing I know her from is not How I Met Your Mother. 2.5 Men. She played Rose, the creepy chick, with Charlie Sheen and shit. So
that's where she's from.
Yes, she's been in multiple things.
Okay,
but that's what I would know her from.
Yeah, I was I knew I've seen her before, but I was like, I don't like you. I don't know, but like, I have no idea.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, her character wasn't that strong in this season, but
Oh well. All right. Well, I think we covered basically everything we wanted to really talk about. But yeah, it was a great show. I hope they continue it down the right path and they don't just drag it on and shit. Like I said, I'm curious to see who they cast as Abby. Curious to see what they do with that one twist that Jaden now knows about.
Yep, sorry about spoiling that. My bad.
Need to erase that from her mind.
No, that's. I'm curious to know who Abby is. You got.
Oh, you don't know Abby?
No.
She's a huge character in the second game, so they have to nail her too.
Right. Okay.
She definitely is not on the same page as Ellie. Just what she goes through and shit, but I am curious to see that scene with her and Joel and Ellie.
Just don't.
So it's got to happen. We don't need to change the huge narratives or the huge scenes of little things is fine, but not that. That would be stupid.
Now I feel like I just need to know.
Know what? Of what her character is?
Yeah, but don't tell me.
Yeah. All right. Well, you got anything last to say, Donkey, about The Last of Us?
No, it's a great show. Sorry for spoiling.
You didn't spoil it. Well, we said she knew because she asked me over and over, and I just said, I didn't say anything, but she's watched me play the game.
Okay, no,
she couldn't have missed that scene.
When I asked you if Joel died, I was talking about right there, like in the moment when he got shot and was on his deathbed.
Yep.
And so I said, then I had, come to terms with, you kept doing that whole thing that you do, and you're like, well, I don't know, maybe, I don't know, does he, blah, blah. And so I was like, okay, well, and then I came to terms with the fact that, okay, he's going to die because he has to die. The story is not about him
It's
as
not.
much as it is about Ellie. I know that, okay, but now I have a deep emotional connection to Joel, and I feel like,
awesome.
well, okay. Well, now I just have a lot of time to get to terms with the fact that
That's
he
true.
dies. So,
Sorry.
Don't tell your
No,
mom
it's
that.
okay.
She can't listen to this episode.
yeah. Well, it's okay. I'm sure my dad already told her.
Yeah, true. You got anything to say about The Last of Us?
No, I thought it was that's so funny. I'm almost forgetting to laugh. But no, I mean I really liked it. I thought it was really good. It was probably one of the best shows I've watched in a while. I think even House of Dragon, it was really hyped up. I was really excited about it. We watched it, but it wasn't like I felt like Last of Us because it was new, it was fresh. Like I hadn't played the game, I knew about the game. It was apocalyptic. Those are always fun to watch. But yeah, I just hope they don't turn it into a Walking Dead situation where it's like 13 seasons and the characters are literally just doing the same thing over and over again. But
Yeah. Please don't do that.
Never seen
No.
it. Thank
Last
God.
of Us? I mean,
no, Walking Dead, never seen it.
First couple seasons were
Yeah.
awesome. Then it got very repetitive. I mean, it's like these zombies are actual classic ass zombies that don't run and shit.
No,
so
they
you can
do
avoid
run.
them. Like,
They do run.
no, they walk. That's
they-
why it's called The Walking Dead.
Oh my God, no.
You get it? Anyways, I know we've talked about several shows on this, but we focused on Last of Us. It was a great show.
The draft was awesome.
The draft.
The draft?
Oh, giraffe. That was a real giraffe, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
That was really cool. But yeah, thank you for listening. We'll have an actual second episode of this week, and hopefully we'll do more reviews like this. I know Donkey's probably one of the only ones that actually watches normal shows, but we'll hopefully do more in the future. But
You got a spoiler for the next this coming up? What you got?
for what? What am I spoiling?
The next step, the next thing we talk about.
Oh no, I haven't. I'm
Let me
hoping.
let me just put a little insight into the listeners. For anyone who is listening, Charlie does not find out what you guys are going to talk about until literally like an hour before.
Mhm.
So I'm just like,
Guys,
what?
I have stressful weeks and I do not get to think about it. I want her to do a Marvel or a Disney password game. I think it would be awesome. It's really fun. We've played it before, like at game nights and stuff, and she has created some awesome ones. And it's just like trivia questions essentially, and we would just like be on teams and shit. So
Okay.
I don't know if she'll be able to create one for the next 3 or 4 days. So we have plenty of topics to talk about. It might just be the rant episode. So
Well,
The
if
what
y'all don't
episode?
record
the
before-
rant, where we just rant.
Yeah. Well, if y'all don't record,
Isn't that every episode?
It is every episode, but this is like a specific. Just come on to the rant.
Yeah, if y'all don't start recording until before 10:30, homegirl is not gonna get on here because my pregnant ass is asleep by 9:30 every night.
Well, it looks like we've made Rack angry, but that's most of that's not due to us or the people in this channel at the moment. So, Rack, if you listen to this, I'm sorry. You're doing fine there. Anyways, we're going to end this episode. We only have 3 people in here, so we'll try to get it correctly.
I'll do it correct for you this time.
Oh, thank you.
Wow.
We got socials, remember? Twitter, at Spatchy123. That's where I post the episode links. YouTube, Believe Me Don't Podcast. Spotify, Believe Me Don't Podcast. Anchor / Believe Me Don't Podcast. So go follow us on there, ratings and shit like that. It'd be great. And now we're going to end this. I got to find the right one. Was it in here? There it is. Okay. And remember, you can continue.
To believe us.
If you don't.
There we go. Goodbye.